How to paint flowers in acrylics? Learn to paint a bird of paradise flower, also known as Strelitzia. Bird of paradise is one of the most wonderful flowers, so exotic looking, and is just such a wonderful thing to see with all those fabulous colors. We have orange and blue and green and a little bit of red, and some are also all completely white. It's just amazing. Today we're going to be painting one, checking out all the other pictures that I have here for inspiration. I am going to be using this canvas previously painted for one of my kids in one art class that they had some time in the past, and I am going to be using different kinds of aquas and blues, orange, white, this gorgeous blue which is called Greek Tile from Martha Stewart if you want the exact name, some red, but also I most likely will be using a crayon, a wax crayon, for having that delicious looking watercolor made softer with the water in a brush. And also some light greens and different other darker greens, probably also neon pink just because I love it. And the drawing is going to be with a white crayon. It pretty much can be with any crayon. This happens to be a very dark blue and dark and gray color, so white is going to work best, but you can use pretty much any color. I was thinking of using green just because there will be some green around here, but let's see what happens with this white. Now check again on the images and see how the flower is like a sort of like a drop or a little shape going from thicker into very thin. And I guess we're going to be making it looking, well, I guess this way is fine. So we're going to start. My plan is, and I'm drawing with a no particular photograph to follow. It's going to be inspired by what I have seen, but not one identical. So more or less like this, and then it has the little blue thing, and the petals go more or less like this. One of the images had two of the blue thingies, so I'm going to make that one as well like that. The pointy part seems to be like with a little bit of opening to take all of this from the inside like this. So we're leaving this a little bit open, and then it seems like a little part of the neck of the flower comes like this. More or less. And I am thinking, I want a leaf. I don't know if I'm going to leave this as it is or blue, like light blue, but I know that I want a leaf like this. Sort of, right? I believe I do want the petals a little longer, so I'm just going to stretch this like that, because one of the things that I was trying to take from O'Keeffe is the closeness of the flowers that she painted towards the viewer. So maybe I can still make it even bigger. I'm going to get rid of all the other little lines that I won't be using. Alright, so this is the composition. These are the orange petals. This will be the big leaf behind. And this over here is the actual flower that is holding the petals. And the little cocoon where this kind of sits. I'm going to take a minute to decide if I want this in light blue or black, because that will depend on how I start first. So I will see you in a second after I take a couple of minutes to think. Alright, I decided it's going to be blue. So it's going to be a very light blue, probably this, or maybe a mix of this and this other one. The one thing I want is a contrast with this. I want it very vibrant. I have this other blue, which is also kind of like turquoise. I could use it. I will paint the background first and deal with that. If I don't like it, I paint it again and again until I'm happy with it. But this is an excellent way to repurpose an old canvas, repaint. If for whatever reason you don't like whatever you painted before, you can just go ahead and, like for example, this is leaving some type of texture in the back. I do not care. I actually love when there's something giving me more extra texture. But if for any reason you don't like whatever texture you left behind, you can just sand it and apply gesso. And the good thing about painting this in a full new color is that I will have the exact matching color for the background, for the sides I mean, of the canvas. Once I finish painting everything else, I will know that it will be this particular type of blue, and I am loving it, so I will leave it on this exact color. So over here, this is leaf, and usually I don't like moving the canvas once I started, but let's just do this because it's a small canvas anyway. Alright, for this orange, for the petals, I have been thinking that this is a little bit on the translucent side, as is indicated in some brands, but in this one you can see that it is transparent. With these little lines, if you see them, it means that the color is transparent, and if they are completely covered by the sample line, means if you don't see them, it's because it's completely solid color, thick enough that will cover the little lines. I will be using this other orangey, almost white, some orangey base for having then this other more vibrant orange, and I can not need to make like 3 billion little layers of the same orange. I still have to wait a little bit for the edges to dry with the blue so I don't drag them out of place. So I will give it just a couple of minutes to finish drying, and then I will work on my petals. I'm going to need to make a little correction over here because I think this point and this point don't go exactly like if it was only one solid line. So I'm just going to go and make a little correction line if necessary. Yeah. So I'm going to correct that little area, because it was feeling like it was missing something. As I change other parts of the flower, the leaf ended up looking kind of funky. If you're new here, remember to click on the subscribe button and also tick the bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. All you will see in the playlist here is acrylic painting, art journaling, all kinds of fun, free paintings and activities. If you like this video, share it with all your artsy friends. want to see what items I use for this video, check in the information down below. There's an affiliate link. It makes me very happy to hear from you, so leave a comment and tell me what you think of this video. If you like it, I hope you share it with all your artsy friends. Remember to keep your paintbrush wet.